welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video we are doing a quick pattern review to the latest dress fresh off the sewing machine, right? Utilizing McCall's 8032. This is the 8th dress in the dress series, which is the ruffle dress. Now before we get started, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this quick pattern review for the dress that I created, which is the ruffle dress. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the pattern description. So I'm just going to give you my pattern description because I have not looked on Something Delightful website, but this pattern is a dress that is lined. It also has darts in the front, so all your views will have waist darts as well as back darts and bust darts. You also, for view B, for both view B and view C, you have the ruffles along the sleeves, and then view C, you either have an overlay, but you also have a piece to make ruffles at the neck edge as well. So that is the pattern description. You will also have a back zipper, and then the sleeves is kind of like a puff sleeve, but not much of a puff sleeve along the sleeve cap. So that is the pattern description for this pattern, and I am doing McCall's 8032. Let's go ahead and talk about the skill level. So regarding the skill level, on the Something Delightful website and also on the pattern envelope, which I'm going to show you here, the pattern envelope says that it is a level 2 learn to sew pattern. Do I agree? Yes and no. I agree that it is an easy learn to sew pattern, but I do not agree that it's a level 2. I would say that this is a level 1. Reason being is because a beginner could do an invisible zipper. They can do a dart. They can do a ruffle. So I feel like this is a true beginner pattern. I think the reason why they have a level 2 is because if you do view C, it says to use overlay. However, you could just use a regular fabric and call it a day. So I feel like this could be just a regular level 1 pattern instead of a level 2 pattern, but that's just my opinion. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the notion shoes. So for this pattern, you only need thread, and you only need a 22-inch invisible zipper. Now it does call for a hook and eye. I do not use any hook and eyes on any of my dresses. I normally just use an invisible zipper and zip it all the way up and don't worry about the closure. That's what I personally do, but do what you do. But the only notion that you need is a 22-inch invisible zipper. All right, so let's talk about fabric used. So the fabric used for this pattern and this dress, I use 100% Ankara print, and I believe I picked up this fabric from House of Mommy Wata, or maybe it was Afro Clothing Store. I'll go back and check which one I used, but I do believe I picked it up from House of Mommy Wata. I believe I picked up from House of Mommy Wata back in 2019. If I'm incorrect, I put it up on the screen on which one I picked it up from, but I did pick this fabric up on Etsy. Let's talk about pattern pieces. So for this pattern, the pattern pieces that you will need in order to construct this dress, you need 6 pattern pieces. So you need pattern piece number 1, which is your bodice front, pattern piece number 2, which is your bodice back, pattern piece number 4, your sleeve, pattern piece number 6, which is the sleeve ruffles, pattern piece number 7, which is your skirt front and back. You will cut 3 on the fold for that, and then pattern piece number 8, which is your skirt ruffle. Now that's all the pattern pieces that you need in order to construct this dress. Now this dress took me a day and a half to do. I did the bodice one day and then the skirt the next day with and sleeves and stuff. So I took 2 days, but really I could have took 1 day and sewed this entire dress together. But because of work and everything, I took 2 days to sew this dress together, all right? All right, let's talk about pattern sizing. So for pattern sizing, the first envelope comes 6 to 14, and then the second envelope comes 14 to 22. The pattern, the size that I cut was a size 16, which gave me like a 42-inch bust, and I did not make any modifications. So did I make any modifications? I did not make any modifications to this pattern. Now, you may say, well, did you add any pockets or anything? No, because the way that you have to cut the skirt, you don't know where your side seam is going to end. So I did not make any adjustments or even try to add pockets and risk the chance of the pocket being in the front or in the back. I didn't want to deal with that, so I did not make any modifications to this pattern. And I'm glad I did not, because I like it the way it is straight out the pattern. All right. So this is hashtag McCall's, which is also hashtag M8032. All right. Let's talk about, did it look like the photos or the drawing on the pattern envelope? Yes, I highly think that it looks exactly like the photos and the drawing on the pattern envelope. I actually love this dress. I did view B on the dress because I thought it was completely me, and I love it. I'm glad I did that view instead of what I originally wanted to do with view C with the neck ruffle, but I'm glad I did not do that. I just did view B and got away with it. All right. So let's talk about, are the instructions easy to follow? Yes, I feel like the instructions are easy to follow. There's nowhere in the instructions that can trip you up. Now, let's go back to modifications real quick. So I did make a modification, and that was drafting a facing because I did not want to do lining. Now this is 100% Ankara. I did not want to put another layer of cotton fabric behind it in order to line the dress. So I did draft a facing piece. I also recorded how to draft your own facing for any pattern that has you placed in lining. So if you want to do lining, if you decide not to do lining and you want to do a facing, I have a video for that. So I will link on the end screen on drafting a front and back facing for any pattern. I'll go ahead and link that on the end screen. After you see this video, you can go to that video and draft your own facing for this fabric or this pattern, simply because I didn't see what was the need of dropping lining for this dress. So I just draft facing and searched all my side seams. But that's what I did for modification. Let's talk about likes and dislikes. I don't have any dislikes. Everything about this pattern is all love. I love this pattern. I would do this pattern again. So would I do this pattern again? Yes, I would. And I would not change anything about this pattern. I would do it exactly the same way that I did this time, because this is a really, really good, quick and easy pattern. And I'm thinking of doing it in a solid next time I do this pattern. All right. But yes, that is, I would sew it again. I don't have any first time experiences. I would recommend this pattern to others because I feel like this would be something that a true beginner can do. So I would recommend it to others. So let's talk about my pattern rating. So for my pattern rating, I'm going to give this pattern a 5 out of 5 because, like I said, I love this pattern. It was super easy to sew. It was straightforward. I didn't have any hiccups. I didn't have to use the seam ripper at all. And that's kind of hard to say, that you don't have to use a seam ripper. But no, I enjoyed this pattern. So that is my pattern review for McCall's 8032. Dress number 8 in the dress series, which is the ruffle dress. You could also go and see my dress series video, which I will also link on the end screen so you can see what dress is coming up next. All right, so I will be showing dress 9 in a few weeks or whatnot. It is a high-waisted dress utilizing McCall 7948. I will show that pretty soon. I have not started it. But that's all that I have for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So I'll catch you in the next video. And as always, keep sewing. Losing all my focus, I can't even control it. You know your lips are golden.